All right. Welcome, everybody, to the SRC 2025 Season Championship. We are going to get started here pretty soon with our alliance selection. So the way this event is going to work is the top 15 that were invited to the event are going to select alliances based on the ranks of the district points. And then we are going to play I believe a round robin bracket with those 5 alliances.
That is correct, yes. Should be interesting there.
All right. So yeah, we're just gonna get people set up for alliance selections. We are gonna do 5 alliances. Be underway in just a second here. Looks like we still have Alliance 6 showing up in the sheet, so let's just update that real quick. Okay, so players were seeded by district points based on their previous performance, so we are going to use that as our alliance selection. Yeah, Kaiju Jones, our number 1 alliance captain. I think a winner and a finalist? I'm not 100% sure.
No, I think it was... it might have been that. I thought it was 2 winners, but I'm not sure. Oh no, he only won 1, yeah.
Might have been. So I'm going to drag him in so that he can make his first pick.
Yeah, I'll drag him in, sorry.
Oh, I already got him.
You got it.
Kaiju Jones, please.
Hello.
Who would you like to invite to join your first seed alliance?
I would like to invite my boy Elijah Joshua Palm to be my alliance.
Nice. Who is that? That would be good to know. Give us the name on the sheet.
That's Abyss.
The ideal there.
Abyss.
Abyss. All right.
Okay.
Abyss, you have been invited to join the first seed alliance. Would you like to accept or decline?
I want to gratefully accept.
Okay.
Nice.
What the freak?
Okay.
Off to a great start.
Yes, sir.
All right. So after doxing his alliance partner, questionable thing to do. We're gonna bring in Eric 9033. Eric 9033, you are up to pick for your second seed alliance. Who would you like to invite?
Alright, I would like to select Befit Parsley to join my alliance.
Befit Parsley. I'm struggling. I can't find the Discord username.
JP.
It's JP,
Oh.
not yeah, sorry.
Right.
PLWG or
Oh, there we go. JP, you have been invited to join the second seed alliance. Do you accept or decline? Nice, muted. He accepts. All right. Ooh. Congratulations. And there everybody goes. It's going to be next in line is EBAC 9005. EBAC. Oh,
didn't want to be here.
EBAC, you have. Oh, okay. EBAC does not seem to want to be in the casting box.
There. Easier now.
EBAC, you are the third seed captain. Who would you like to invite to your alliance?
I would like to invite Dar 7890.
Dar 7890. Oh, my entire Discord just froze.
I got him. Well, Dar, you've been selected. I think Dak may have died.
I'm dead at the moment. Nothing's moving on my screen, and I can barely hear you guys.
I accept.
All right, sweet.
Yay.
Oh, I moved. I think Dax. Oh, there we go. You back?
Okay. Yeah. I'm back. Welcome
All
back.
right.
Okay. Jeff, 2718 is our 4th seed captain.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna bring Jeff in and get him to make his first pick. Jeff, you are the captain of the 4th seed alliance. Who would you like to invite to join?
I would like to invite Bront 3620.
Bront 3620, you have been invited to join the 4th seed alliance. Do you accept or do you decline?
It's muted.
Sorry, I was muted. I accept.
All right.
Yay.
Okay, our next alliance captain is looks like JP7890. Who would you like to invite to your 5th seed alliance?
I will do Taco Toilet.
Taco Toilet. Okay.
I don't know
Would
how
be-
to pronounce his name.
I guess, yeah. Taco on Toilet 7902. You have been invited to join the 5th seed alliance. Do you accept or decline?
On behalf of Team 7902, I gratefully accept.
Okay, and then since our 5th seed alliance is our turnaround point, you do have one more pick to make.
We're doing.
Oh yeah, we're non-serp. Never mind. Okay. Go back to where you need to be. Yes. My bad. All right, let's bring. I believe we're just bringing Kaiju, correct? All right, Kaiju Jones back into the casting box. Kaiju, you are still the Alliance 1 captain, and you have one more pick to make. Who would you like to invite to yours and Abyss's alliance?
On behalf of Keenan Walsh and Elijah Joshua Palm, we would like to invite Perrin Rupery to our alliance.
Perrin, you have been invited to the 1 seed alliance. Would you like to accept or decline?
On behalf of myself and Elijah Joshua Palms, I have to accept.
Okay.
Let's go.
There's your 1st seed alliance all filled out, and you have a voice chat ready for you down below the event lobby.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck. Okay. Now we're getting to our 2nd seed alliance, captained by Eric 9033 for their last pick. Eric 9033, you are the captain of the 2nd seed alliance, along with Befit Parsley. Who would you like to invite to join your alliance?
I would like to invite Tyler 1334.
Tyler 1334. Oh, I thought I dragged him over here, but evidently that was just not right.
He's not playing.
Tyler 1334, would you like to join this alliance? Of the 3rd seed or 2nd seed with Eric and JP. Event General. I accept. Audio is not working. All right, you guys have your own voice channel down below the Alliance 1 voice channel. Congrats and good luck to you. All right, next in line is Ebac. We're going to see who Ebac would like to invite to his and Dar's alliance. Ebac, who would you like to invite to join your 3rd seed alliance?
Do be aware that 3 players who are shown as available are not actually available because they declined.
That's Joaquin, right? Joaquin?
Yeah, that Shurdurfer and Yay Pixel are not available.
Okay,
I'll just put them at the bottom here.
Yeah, sure. They're the Mythical 8 Alliance, which
Yep.
which nobody will ever face.
Yep.
I would like to invite Turtle 4831.
Okay. Turtle 4831, you've been invited to the Third Seed Alliance. What say you?
I gratefully accept.
All right. You guys have your own Alliance channel down below Alliance 1 and 2. Best of luck and congratulations to all. I guess.
All right, we got Jeff next.
Yeah, Jeff, Captain of Alliance 4. Jeff, you're the 4th seed captain still with Bront 3620. Who would you like to invite to join your 4th seed alliance?
I would like to invite E-Bone.
Ebone 4611. Ebone, you have been invited to join the 4th seed. What say you?
I accept.
Okay. Best of luck to all of you. And we have, last but not least, JP7890, who I don't know if we even have to drag in here, but JP7890 is going to get Hexbug Master for the 5th Seed Alliance. And that will be our alliance selection. Now we will get started with our round robin.
Yeah, so we'll start that. Let's start that at 2:30. So a quick 7-minute break to figure things out, and then yeah, we will be right back with action from the round robin.
Alliance 1 versus Alliance 2. That's Kaiju Jones, Abyss, and Perrin in Alliance 1 versus Eric 9033, Befit Parsley, also known as JP, and Tyler 1334 on Alliance 2. We're looking right now. We're seeing a little bit of actually it's the same robot composition on each side. Each side has no, I might be wrong. I can't see. No, red is 3 Rust Hounds, and then blue is 2 Rust Hounds and a Sub-Zero. So going to be interesting to see how the two compositions work against one another. A little bit scary for that Red Alliance not having any net algae play, but we will certainly see how it works out for them. Here we go. We're getting the match started. Pretty similar autos on each side. Tyler missing initially, but then getting it. The Red Alliance is already 5 coral, 6 coral on the reef, and Tyler is clearing algae, getting ready for teleop. 65 to 62 out of auto. Tyler going straight for clearing algae, trying to get some easy, quick points off early. The processor is being spammed by Abyss right now on the red side, just throwing algae up into that blue net. And Perrin's playing some hard defense over on the blue side, trying to get some algae away from JP and keep them from scoring. But JP's able to actually get it from Perrin and catches a foul off of him. It's currently 136 to 132 in favor of the Red Alliance, and Red is still pushing as hard as they can. Tyler is over on the red side trying to defend this processor a little bit, but it's not being an easy job for him, but he does get a steal off. There is a little less coral play happening on the blue side, but Eric is trying his best to get around Perrin's defense and get coral on the reef, and JP is able to get a piece up while Eric is unable to. We've got the processor on red still constantly occupied by Kaiju and Abyss. And it is currently 208 to 191. The processor is clearly paying off for the Red Alliance, but that blue net is a little full, so they're getting a lot of bounce backs. JP and Eric still trying to sort of rotate off of Perrin, trying to get the fouls while also getting the other able to score. It's currently 46 seconds left in the match, 243 to 229. They're scoring their lower level corals now, and the Red Alliance is doing the same. Red's reef looking a little bit fuller than the Blue Alliance, but not by much. Again, all of that algae in the net is going to really put a hurting on the both sides, not able to get any super last minute scores in. 268 to 249 in favor of the Red Alliance. Currently nobody going to climb yet, but Blue does have Tyler getting fouled by Abyss for something completely in his control. And again, not looking good for Tyler here, but we're ending where everybody's going to climb except for Tyler, who's parked because he can't, and the score is showing 329 to 277 in favor of the Red Alliance. That was they kept it close for most of the match, but looks like Red was able to pull away, especially due to some of those fouls near the end. And just a crazy high contribution, 129 from Abyss and 101 from Kaiju, with Perrin playing mostly defense, so only having a 29, and then 96 from Eric, 79 from JP, and 38 from Tyler. It looked like Red did hold most of the lead that match. This is a really cool graphic. All right, and I'm assuming that score does stand. So, looks like we're going to be over to our second match right here, which is Alliance 4 versus Alliance 5. And maybe they will be able to keep it a little less one-sided. As we can see, this match was pretty red one-sided after auto. All right, here we are on the field. still waiting for one of the Blue Alliance members, but we do have the Red Alliance, Alliance 4, which is Jeff, Bront, and Ebone, versus Alliance 5, which is, I believe it's another JP, and then Hexbug Master and Taco. So, going to be interesting to see. I see we have 2 Rust Hounds on blue and 1 Sub-Zero, and I can't tell. We have the same composition on the Red Alliance, so no triple Rust Hounds here. Going to be interesting to see how these compositions play against one another rather than having different ones. Everybody is moving.
Yeah, we're just going to get started in a second here as we officially record the score from last match.
Yes, 1 second. Yeah, I just missed it. Lost where it was. It's 390. You're good too. I have the recording.
All right, looks like our second match is starting. Looking a little rough for both sides in auto, but the Sub-Zeros are throwing some algae into the net early, and we have 6 pieces, 7 pieces, or 6 on red and 4 on blue. Not looking great for the Blue Alliance. 59 to 47 right after auto. Looks like JP's going to go over and steal some algae. Not going too well, but now it's going a little better. Steals algae and a coral. Not sure if that was intentional, but misses the algae, starts defending that processor, and Ebone is still able to get it in. Or sorry, that was Bront. We do have the 2 Rust Hounds players on the Blue Alliance still pushing as hard as they can to get some coral up, while Jeff is stealing algae from their side. Very sneaky plays from the Sub-Zero players. It's kind of how you have to play. Jeff is able to steal some algae and still defend the processor, and then is able to score that algae himself. We've got Ebone and Bront going hard on the coral scoring on the Red Alliance, and now their whole L4 is filled up, and so is the Blue Alliance, I believe. You see Jeff still stealing algae on the blue side. He's able to get out unscathed completely. And we see actually 3 robots on the offensive on the blue side. JP looking to counteract Jeff's steals pretty hard if he's able to get them himself. And JP gets fouled going too close to that reef zone. Not a mistake you want to make when the game is this close. But JP has stolen an algae. Whether that was originally one of his or originally one of Red's is unclear. But he is going to score that in that net. It's currently 171 to 159 in favor of the Red Alliance. 30 seconds left. We're going to see some robots start preparing for endgame. Hexbug is placing onto the L2. Looks like Bront is filling up some L2s as well as Ebone. Ebone's hitting L3s actually. So Jeff is still on the blue side with 11 seconds left. Trying to play a little bit of defense on this station, but is eventually going to just come back and park, but actually runs into his partner. Not sure if that's going to make a climb, but 227 to 194 in favor of the Red Alliance currently. Bront with a clean 100-point contribution. And as we look at that point differential graph, it does look like Red Alliance was leading literally that entire match except for auto, so very interesting to see. Again, that is your 4th seed versus your 5th seed. So presumably 4th seed's going to be a little bit stronger, but would have liked to see a little bit more back and forth there. All in all, the contributions were pretty evenly dispersed. Besides Braunt's 100, 74 to 49 on blue, and then 63 and 50 on red is, nothing to scoff at. But it's all pretty even, as opposed to the Alliance 1, Alliance 2 scores were a little bit spread apart. Now we're gonna.
And that score will stand there.
Okay. Gonna get ready to look at match 3, which is Alliance 2 versus Alliance 5. It's gonna be hard for Alliance 5 to try and come back from the loss they just had. Gonna see if they're able to pull out some different gameplay and really make some changes that, knock our socks off and put their score up a little higher. Now we do see the entirety of Alliance 2 is already in the server. JP, Eric, and Tyler all on the Rust Hounds robot. And we see the entire Blue Alliance is in the server. 2 Rust Hounds, 1 Sub-Zero, as we saw last match. Gonna get ready to start here. Autos pretty similar on both sides. The autos that we run now are pretty standard, all things considered, but it looks like Eric did miss a piece, and so did Taco. We're getting some algae in the net from the Blue Alliance, trying to get a few extra points in early. Auto is now over 61 to 50 in favor of the Red Alliance. Tyler got a foul there. I didn't quite see what it was. JP is just going hard on throwing this algae into the net. Looks like Tyler is doing some stealing, but he does play a little too close to that opponent reef and gets fouled out for it. Eric going quickly, doing double cycles of processor and L4s. Pretty interesting to see. I don't think I've ever seen that, but it is a little bit efficient. If he's got the algae in his corner, it's efficient for him to be able to drop it off or drop it over to JP, who will just shove it right in that processor for points. It's currently 141 to 118. Blue Alliance is fighting to get a chance at the lead. We do see 3 blue robots on the blue side, while we have Tyler from the Red Alliance over on the blue side, playing a little bit of defense on Hexbug and JP, trying to just defend his hardest against any way of them getting points. JP gonna throw an L4 up. He's gonna throw up an L3 now, it looks like. Looks like they're just grasping at points at this point, trying to disperse the point scoring so that the defense is not as effective. JP does drop the piece there, but throws it up into the L1 with his intake. The blue net is looking very full, but that is mostly from that red processor play. Eric and Tyler and JP have just been throwing algae into the processor all match. It's currently 30 seconds left, and they're currently just relying on those processor bounce outs to get an infinite cycle of algae, which is not good for that Blue Alliance. Currently 270 to 201 in favor of red, and it's consistently going up because the processor is getting consistently scored in. So it's 10 seconds left. We see teams going to climb. Of course, JP on the blue side playing that Sub-Zero does not need to climb, doesn't have a climber. And unfortunately for the Blue Alliance, we do see 320 to 233 is the standing score so far for this match, that being in favor of red.
And unless there's any questions from them, that will stand.
And actually, if we look at this graph, it looks like they kept it pretty close for most of the match, but then at the end, that infinite Algae in the processor just kind of ran away with it. You'll see Eric with the 139 contribution, and then JP on the Blue Alliance with the 98. So 2 insane contributions on one alliance just kind of spelled disaster for our Blue Alliance. All right, looks like we're looking at the rankings so far. Alliance 2 is currently in rank 1 with 2 wins, 0 losses, and 5 is actually... That doesn't look right. Let's not look at this chart. It does not look correct. Somehow I don't think Alliance 5 has won 2 matches, but you know, that's fine. We're gonna look at match 3 here. Or no, sorry, match 4. We just played match 3. Match 4 is Alliance 3. Ebac, Dar, and Turtle 48-31 versus Alliance 4. Jeff, Bront, and Ebone. We see the same Alliance configuration in terms of robots: 2 Rust Hounds and 1 Sub-Zero on each side. Of course, we saw Jeff running that in the first match that he played with a lot of algae steals, so it's going to be interesting to see if Turtle and the Red Alliance is going to be able to counteract that. All right, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Starting with auto, we see no misses so far that I can see. We've got Turtle going quick with algae already. So is Jeff. Pretty equal on each side here, but the red is slightly ahead. Out of auto, it is currently 70-58 in favor of red. Turtle is going to try and keep that stray algae out of the way. Oh, tries to score one in the net, but actually barely misses, and it pops right back out. That's okay. The next one he scores makes it, and he's able to score that one he tried earlier, and it makes it as well. The Blue Alliance and the Red Alliance currently running triple offense, which is not what we've seen so far today. But currently the Red Alliance is way far ahead, currently about a 50-point lead, unfortunately, for Blue. Jeff going for those lollipop algae that were stuck at the beginning of the match and is just scoring them in the processor. But now the Turtle is coming through to try and play some processor defense. It actually looks like he steals a piece. He's going to try and steal this other piece, but has to stay away from Ebone. While Ebac and Dar are currently getting close to their full reef over on the Red Alliance. And Turtle is just filling up that net with algae, but some of that is Jeff's that was put in the processor. Turtle steals an algae from Jeff pretty quick and swiftly. Now he's going to start putting some L1s that fell on the ground into that little L1 trough. Ebone and Bront are doing their best to fill up their reef, but they have a whole 2 sections, it looks like, of the lower that is not filled, and a possession foul on Ebone. Got Dar putting down some L2s. They're looking pretty close to filling that reef. And Jeff is playing some loader station defense on currently nobody. But now Dar and Evac have pivoted to using the same station, so not really doing much from Jeff there, unfortunately. 14 seconds left, and nobody is even looking at the cages. And now it looks like Dar is going to go climb, and Ebac's going to run to climb. Obviously, a little less climb action because there are 2 Sub-Zeros, but score is going to be 254-203 tentatively.
It looked clean to me, so it should stand there.
Right, and yeah, we look at this this point differential graph, and it is insane. Red picked up the pace pretty quickly and just kept it moving throughout that entire match. So good for red, not so good for blue. And next match, we're going to see Alliance 1 versus Alliance 5. Hopeful for Alliance 5 to be able to keep things close, but with being against Alliance 1, it's going to be difficult. And we see Alliance 1 is already in the server, ready to play. 3 Rust Hounds players again. And all 3 blue robots are in. And we're seeing 2 Rust Hounds, 1 Sub-Zero. So again, that's their standard loadout. And here we go, starting in auto. We're going to see Hexbug Master on that Sub-Zero robot. Somebody just missed a piece on red and is actually going to make it harder for Abyss here. But Abyss is able to swing them all out of the way and start clearing algae early. Still a crazy lead already for red, 68 to 42. Looks like Blue Alliance's auto did not go as planned. Perrin absolutely destroying the lollipop algae, just driving through at full speed, Tokyo drifting his way across that blue side and pushing as much of that algae out of their path as possible. Hexbug's going to try and play some defense here on the red processor, but it's not really getting where it needs to go. Perrin is up on 2 wheels, and now 2 algae are trying to go back to the blue side. 1 makes it. Perrin is on an algae mission, and so is Abyss, who's also hitting algae in between cycles. It is a well-oiled machine over here on the Red Alliance, and Blue is just not able to keep up right now. They have 4 algae that are just sitting there ready to be stolen. I'm sure Perrin gets thrown into the blue cages. That is a foul. And Perrin looks like he's ready to go bulldoze all of that algae into the blue cages and try and get some over to his side. And both of them bounce over. Taco is going to score some algae in their processor just so he doesn't get stolen from that much. Gets a foul on Hexbug from Perrin. This is a very nasty game. They're playing very hard against each other, and Perrin gets fouled again for touching Hexbug Master in that blue zone. Abyss is going to go score some coral. They almost have a full reef here, folks, and blue is not even close. The algae game has, I think, thrown blue off of their game. 30 seconds left in the match, and it's almost a 100-point gap here. We've got Hexbug still on the red side, but ready to make a climb whenever he gets a chance. 12 seconds left, and it looks like Perrin is already getting started to climb. Kaiju is going to get ready to climb on the side there, and Abyss is coming in right at the last moment. JP on blue is going to do a last-second L1, but it's not going to be enough. 313 to 217 in favor of red. And again, we see the graph is pretty close at the beginning, but then red just goes and takes the lead away for the rest of the match. 111 from Kaiju and 82 from Abyss there, with the highest contribution on blue being Taco with 85.
And that score will stand.
Alright, looking at our next match, it's going to be Alliance 2 versus Alliance 3. That is, again, Eric Befit Parsley and Tyler against Ebac, Dar, and Turtle. Gonna be interesting to see. We've got the triple Rust Hounds versus the double Rust Hounds 1 Sub-Zero again. Looking like those top two alliances are really sticking to their guns with the triple Rust Hounds, and the others are not. We're gonna get this match started. Well, looking like an auto miss from Turtle, but it does score in the L1, and it looks like we had a miss on Blue. Eric getting a little stuck there, which is leaving Blue in the lead, actually. Will this be the first upset we see today? It's going to be Turtle is going hard on that algae clearing, trying to get it out of the way for Ebac and Dar so they don't have to worry about it, and scoring it in the net at the same time. That's what I call a net positive. Hey. Tyler is bulldozing some algae, trying to get it over to the red side, and not quite being successful because Turtle kind of bullies his way over and keeps it moving. But Eric and JP on the blue side are going to do their best to get that algae in the processor and keep it away from Turtle. And here it is, right into the processor, pushes Turtle right out of the way. Unfortunate for Turtle. Turtle is currently was standing in a foul zone. Does not seem like a very smart decision, but nobody punished him for it. And Red is still behind a little bit. It looks like Blue is able to get really close to filling up their reef. They've got a couple sections left, but they are keeping it moving. Red is still trying their best to put that algae in the processor to get a... to try and get a consistent bounce out, but looks like they actually just had one bounce, but Tyler is going to take it. Sorry, not Tyler. Turtle is going to take it and try and put it in the net as soon as he can. And he pushes Tyler into a foul. Good teamwork, too, from Ebac coming over to solidify that foul. And now it looks like Turtle is going to actually try and score all the algae that's left on his home side while the two coral robots go hard and finish their reef. Turtle going back to that red processor again, though, trying to play a little bit of counter, trying to get that ball and keep the defense, but it's not working. 24 seconds, and the match has actually gotten significantly closer, 211 to 237, still in favor of the Blue Alliance, though. We're going to have to see if they're able to keep this up for the last few seconds, and we're going to have to make sure that if Red wants to beat the Blue Alliance, that they have to make their climbs, and they have to start looking now. And they are all trying to get up 3, 2, and 1. The score is 242 to 278, and if that stands, that is our first upset of the day.
That match will stand. It's going to be your first upset.
All right. It's looking good for Alliance 3. They are going to be taking that win in stride. And unfortunately, they don't play for another match, but we have Alliance 1 versus Alliance 4 next. That is Kaiju, Abyss, and Perrin versus Jeff, Bront, and Ebone. If you recall, in their last match, they got lost to Alliance 3, but we're going to see if the Blue Alliance is going to be able to turn it around this match, maybe. And then Red Alliance, Alliance 1 is going to try and keep their winning streak. They want to go undefeated, I'm sure. So that would be interesting. If Alliance 4 is able to knock their streak out, then we might have a much more interesting playoffs. Looks like everybody is on the field. Again, triple Rust Hounds for those top two alliances, and Rust Hounds and Sub-Zero for the Blue Alliance here, Alliance 4. getting started with auto. And Jeff missing his lineup a little bit, but he does end up getting it. No misses so far that I can see. It's going to end fairly close, but not that close. Red is at 67 and blue is at 41. And looks like Ebone takes a miss and tries to jump up onto the reef and then gets fouled. It's not a good day for Ebone. And then he's getting defended by Perrin. Perrin presumably ready to go sweep all the algae on the red side onto his side. Yep, there it is. One goes over, one bounces. And then one almost goes over. And there he is with the bulldoze. Straight over is his goal. But while the Blue Alliance is still struggling a little bit to score on their reef, the Red Alliance is going full speed ahead. So Bront is doing as much as he can, but also they still have algae left to be cleared. So it's going to be a little bit slower for them in general. Jeff is going to try and score some of that algae in the net that was just cleared by Bront, and he misses. Unfortunate for Jeff there, but we have the Blue Alliance still trying their best to work through this deficit. The Red Alliance is still full steam ahead. Kaiju and Abyss continuously throwing coral onto their reef, and Perrin just playing that nasty algae and defense game that he likes to play. We are seeing him getting really close to a pinning foul, but then he takes it away to go bounce another algae across the field, and he does the same with another. Now all of the algae except one that is still on Blue's reef is over on the Red Alliance side, ready to be scored in that processor. And there is a processor bounce out on the red side that Abyss is going to try and take advantage of, I believe, but he's actually going to score a coral first. Jeff does steal that algae bounce out. There's 22 seconds left. I don't think it's enough for them to make up the deficit, but Jeff is going to do his best to try. And again, the reef on red side is looking very full, but the reef on blue side is not looking quite as full. The two blue rust hounds are going to climb while Jeff does some last-minute gameplay, but he just goes into park. Unfortunately for the Blue Alliance, it is looking like 295 to 191.
And that score will stand.
Right, and we see the points differential over time. Red just drove away with it, unfortunately. Next match, we are going to see Alliance 3 versus Alliance 5. That is Ebac, Dar, and Turtle versus JP, Taco, and Hexbug. Again, we saw an upset earlier. We might be able to see another one here if Alliance 5 can pull out all the stops and just go as hard as they can. Are these correct? Is this correct information? Okay, so it looks this looks correct. Alliance 1 looks like the only two alliances that are out of number order in their ranking is 2 and 3, who have switched spots, of course, because of that 3 upset. So going to be interesting to see if Alliance 4 and 5 and even 2 can shake it up and get a little higher, or maybe somebody can take a match off of Alliance 1 and get them to fall a little lower. Because if our ranks ended as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't think that'd be very interesting. All right, we're going to get started with this match here. Got the 2 Rust Hounds, 1 Sub-Zero. Hexbug doesn't seem to be moving, but he's late to the party, but he's here. That's not good for Blue. They need all hands on deck if they want to beat this Red Alliance. Out of auto, we are 70 to 45 in favor of Red. Looking like we've got the Sub-Zero scoring some L4's buddy's climbing on the reef and he's tipped over. That's not quite how you want to do it, and he's still going for scoring L4s, I think. Instead of maybe de-algifying some of those front pieces. But that's okay. I'm not sure what the plan is here. There we go. De-algifying. So is Turtle on red. Turtle's now going over to the other side, doing a little bit of processor defense, it looks like. And actually, he's gonna. He almost had the algae that popped right out of the net. Didn't quite have it though. He's gonna bonk it on over to the blue or to the red side so that he can score it for himself. There's currently about a 50-point difference between these two teams in favor of the Red Alliance. Turtle is gonna go finally take these lollipop algae and get rid of them. And there goes one up into the red net. And try and keep the lead that he's got, trying to steal some of the blue algae so they have a lot harder of a time coming back. There goes another algae from the lollipops and up into the red net. We see JP on the blue side is currently still playing coral. Maybe they think if they can fill the reef quicker, they will get a better chance at taking this match. I'm not sure. But the algae is coming down from that last de-algify point, and it's over on the blue side or the red side. But he is able to save it and get it back, and misses it, and it bounces right back over to the red side. And things are not looking too great for JP, but that's okay. Everybody has their off days. 26 seconds left in the match. Turtle's going to capitalize on that algae coming over and actually just throws it in the processor. Now all the algae is out of play, but then that algae comes right back in. So it's currently 247 to 164. And we are going to see how the climbs shake up. Obviously only 2 rust hounds on either side. It's only 4 climbs total. Hexbug pushing it close, and I don't think there's going to be a climb there. 2 parks on the Blue Alliance, and it looks like 2 climbs on the Red Alliance. But the score is currently 281 to 192. And we do see
that score will stand, yes, too.
Yeah, the same graph that we've seen on most of these matches today. The Red Alliance leading and just taking it away by the end of the match. Match. I think this is going to be an interesting one, given that it is 1 versus 3. Looks like Alliance 5 has not left yet, but that's okay. We'll get them out. It's currently going to be 1 versus 3. And the 3rd seed Alliance was actually the one to upset the 2 seed. So it will be interesting to see if they can also upset the 1 seed. Maybe knock them off of their position in the leaderboard. But that is going to be, like I said, it's going to be up to whatever happens in this match. And again, looks like everybody's here now. Kaiju, Abyss, and Perrin versus Taco, Dar, and Turtle. We're going to just keep it rolling and go right into auto. Oh, red Kaiju Jones is not moving. He's moving now. Okay. Oh. Unlucky. Happens. Alright, well, now we have the right people in here. Alright, starting with auto. Everybody's moving now. We've got 1 piece up from Turtle and a de-algify, 1 piece up from every member of both alliances, 2 algae in the net from Turtle. Got no misses so far that I can see. Kaiju struggling with that piece a little bit, and out of auto, it is really close, guys. It's 75 to 66. The Red Alliance is playing their hardest to try and keep that lead, and we see Perrin already going to steal and bulldoze some algae over, but looks like Turtle knows what's going on and is not going to let that happen. He is staying at that red or that blue zone, ready for the algae to come over to him. It's just going to take it and score it like a beast. The Blue Alliance and the Red Alliance are still steadily filling their reef. That's Abyss, Kaiju, Ebac, and Dar. And Perrin playing some defense now that there's not as much algae in play. Turtle still throwing algae up into the net. Misses that one. The scores are really close here. 142 to 136. This might just be the closest match we've seen in a minute, but we do have to remember Red has Blue on climbs because they have 3 Rust Hounds. So whatever Red is doing wrong and Blue is doing right, they have to do it just that little bit more to counteract the fact that they have less climbers to work with. The defense is working, though. Perrin is hitting Ebac super hard here, but it doesn't seem to be... It seems to be affecting, but maybe not as much as Perrin would like. Now that there is very little algae in play, most of it on the red side, Turtle has to play that game of defending the processor pretty hard, but he's currently scoring no points, just keeping Red from scoring theirs. And Red, looks like both Kaiju and Abyss are playing with the strat of keeping an algae in their intake, ready to go. As soon as Turtle leaves that processor, they're going to be able to throw some in. Abyss misses an L1 try, but he doesn't seem phased about it. He tries, it goes again. Abyss takes his shot and throws one in the processor. That's points for Red. We have 217 to 214. Misses his second processor, gets fouled on the endgame zone, and now there's 4 algae sitting in the corner unused. So sad, so sad. Looks like the scores are still really close, guys, but we are getting to the last 3 seconds, and it looks like Blue, if there are no adjustments, Blue is going to take it by 2 points.
I did have to pop out there for a second during that match, so as long as the players there's no questions, then we should be good to go here.
Okay, well,
sounds like we're set, and that will be the score.
We see the most interesting point differential graph we have seen all day. Got plenty of dips into Red, plenty of dips into Blue, but it did end up being Blue that came out with the win. We see Kaiju with a 101 and Abyss with 90. 2 very respectable contributions, and Ebac and Dar with 87 and 78 respectively. Turtle was just able to bridge that gap. So this is exciting to see. We're going to most likely, I think that will throw Alliance 1 off of their top spot in the leaderboard. Not quite, because 3 hasn't played as many matches, and the total score is not even comparable. So, but that means there is a chance. So we do see everything is the same. Oh, wait, maybe. Never mind. We were updating the sheet as we spoke. So Alliance 3
manual over here. It's gonna take a little
bit. Alliance 3 is in the rank 1 spot, so we do knock our order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of whack completely. We're currently Alliance 3, then Alliance 1, then Alliance 2, with 4 and 5 bringing up the 4 and 5 spot respectively. All right, and then our next match, we've got match 10, which is Alliance 2 versus Alliance 4. JP, Eric, and Tyler versus Jeff, Ebone, and Bront. Gonna go and get started with auto. Oh, Jeff missing a piece, not good, but he's gonna just quickly pivot to algae. So is Tyler, but he made his piece. So it looks like Red is slated to be ahead here. Ebone does get beached on the reef, and Jeff misses his last algae in auto, so it's 71 to 42. We've got the same gameplay going on. Tyler is processor spamming as Sub-Zero. maybe not the most efficient way to score points, but he is doing it. And we've got Jeff throwing straight into the net with all of that blue algae that's just free for the taking. Tyler going in to do a Perrin algae bulldoze, but actually isn't. He's just going to grab a single piece, but he's currently being defended. Tyler grabbing that one piece and throwing it into the red net. 150 to 108 in favor of red. Jeff trying to play some defense and maybe steal some pieces, but now he's just kind of hanging out over by the blue loader. And it looks like JP gave up on that algae. Just threw it away. Didn't want it anymore. Maybe didn't like the way it felt. But Jeff has an algae now from the red side. Throws it right into the blue net and leaves the red processor unprotected. So Eric does throw one in. Or sorry, Tyler, it looks like, throws one in. Then Jeff throws another algae into the blue net. Leaves it unprotected, leaves the red processor unprotected for long enough that there are 2 algae put in there. 215 to 178. Blue is really going to want to get a lot more coral on their reef if they want any chance of taking this, but it also looks like Tyler is playing some pretty hard defense on Ebone here, and it is jamming him up quite a bit. Currently 30 seconds left in the match. Ebone trying to get a foul off on Tyler, but isn't quite able to do it. Ebone looking a little aimless, a little lost. He's got his marbles knocked out of him. He's really confused. But it looks like, oh, he's going to go play some defense on Eric. Gets fouled for it. Not a good way to go. And he gets fouled off of JP as well. 8 seconds left, and it's not looking good for blue because Ebone is getting destroyed at the moment. But it is going to hit 277 to 222 in favor of red.
And that score will stand.
Right. And another red leading graph that stays red leading most of the match. Unfortunate for blue. It looks like the auto fumble just kind of carried it away. It carried itself through the entire match. And the Alliance rankings.
Yeah, this is after the first round robin. So everybody has played everyone once now. And this is what the current standings look like. Everybody going to get one more crack at it before they kind of go into the Gauntlet format, which I guess we should talk about because we haven't really announced it because it had to change last second.
That would be a good idea.
Okay, so basically the way that the format is going to work is all teams make the playoffs. We are going to start once we're complete the whole, double round robin section. The 4th rate or ranked team will play against the 5th ranked team. They'll play a best of 3. The winner will play the 3rd ranked team, and then the winner of that will play the 2nd, and the winner of that will play the 1st. So if you seed first, you're directly into the grand finals. So it is really important to try and get that up.
Now, Alliance 3 is going to look to stay in this spot as long as they can. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they want the practice that they could be getting. So, never know. We're looking at the 2nd round robin starting now. Alliance 1 versus 2 again. Don't think these alliances need introductions. They are the 2... I was going to say they're the 2 double Rust Hounds alliances, but Tyler is indeed playing Sub-Zero, so we're going to see how this plays out. Auto starting.
Yeah, this time everybody's warmed up a little bit, so when these guys played the first match, maybe weren't as warm as they are now, so we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, we're seeing 72 to 82 in favor of red on out of auto. Kaiju doing some quick algae clearing, trying to get that algae off the reef. And JP looking like he's throwing some algae from his side over towards the barge so that Tyler can score it a little bit more effectively while also protecting the red processor from points. Kaiju gonna see right through the defense though and rush into the processor with an algae. Currently still pretty close. Tyler is protecting the red processor with his life though. Tries to grab an algae in between but misses.
It's definitely been a key gameplay strategy for the Red Alliance is abusing the processor. And now that Alliance 2 has kind of caught on to it a little bit, it's not as big of a gap. Oh. Nearly able to score it there.
Yeah, but Tyler's able to knock it a little harder than expected. Tyler is ready to score an algae in the net, but he doesn't want to leave his post. He knows as soon as he leaves that post, he sneaks it in.
Found the opening.
Yeah, JP over on blue, scoring on some L2s. Eric trying to score on some lower rungs as well. Perrin trying to make their life a bit messy.
Nice block.
But
I mean, Red's
still
still
two
looking in the
algae.
lead here.
Yeah, JP pushing a couple algae over now that zone is a little bit more red, a little bit more dangerous, I should say, because it is end game coming up. 205 to 180 as we go into the climbs, but not... Tyler and JP are playing a little bit of ping pong with this algae. Not quite where it needs to go. It needs to go up, actually. Although not quite able to intake that last algae, and it looks like it's going to be a Red Alliance victory and, spare any calls, but it looked pretty clean to me.
That score will stand, yep.
Yeah, a bit closer the second time around for Alliance 2 here, but still the same result. Red Alliance ahead pretty much the entire match, and they come away with the win.
Yeah, it was closer, but maybe that Red Alliance just is a force to be reckoned with. The 1 seed, obviously, very strong. I think them picking up Perrin that late was pretty impressive to most, so going to be interesting to see if anybody besides Alliance 3 is going to be able to beat them.
Yeah, and remember, it's
Cool
still not the playoffs yet, so there's still opportunities for Alliance 2 to get their redemption versus Alliance 1.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we're getting started with this second match in the second round robin. Alliance, I think 4 versus 5 this is. And Auto looking a little rough. Looks like Taco missed 2 pieces already. And Jeff threw one into the L1s. So out of Auto, it looks a little less score than we're used to, but 50-ish to 30-ish in favor of red. E-Bone's going to try and throw a higher piece of coral up, but he gets hung on that algae and actually gets stuck and it drops. Jeff and E-Bone kind of colliding a little bit, but they're both able to tame their objectives. And JP on... Oh, that was a little strange. JP on blue is going to try and steal that lollipop algae so that Jeff cannot have it. He actually slides some through the wall like we've seen Perrin do and seen a couple of others do today. Oh, he goes for some L1s early, and now he's going for an L4 on the backside. The Red Alliance robots, Bront and E-Bone, are still doing their best. E-Bone is actually double cycling, but misses misses the lower of the double cycle. And it looks like there's a lot of stuff happening over on the blue side. Ebone gets a possession foul from from that double cycle. And there's a foul on JP on blue. Jeff is trying to throw some stolen algae into the red net. Careful there in that blue zone as he could get fouled, but he does not end up getting hit. The Blue Alliance is trying their best to catch up, but they're really far behind. It's going to be a little difficult. JP trying to get the rest of that algae up into the processor. Hexbug going to try and get the last of the algae into the processor as well. Gets a piece in. It falls out. There are 2 coral stuck in front of the processor, it looks like. The Rust Hounds are going to start going to climb. And blue is going to try and push things a little harder, but red is just trying to solidify their victory with this lead. Looks like red is going to win this one. It is 238 to 197.
And that score will stand.
Yeah, red not quite pulling away with it as hard until the end, but they did have the point differential almost the entire match this match. Yeah, no, 104 from Bront. That's actually, I think that's the highest we've seen from them this event, so good to see that. This next match is 2v5. That's Eric, JP, and Tyler against JP, Taco, and Hexbug. And we are starting it off real quick. Pretty decent autos on both sides here. Blue just a little bit behind, but red actually has almost their entire L4 filled out of auto. 78 to 68, not too big of a lead. But Tyler taking some cues from Perrin here, doing the algae bulldoze and trying to get all that algae over onto the red side so that it's easier to take for Eric, JP, and himself. It's a very interesting strategy that involves Tokyo drifting around the opposite side of the field. So we will see how that ends up for them. JP is playing this game that we've seen many a Sub-Zero play, guarding the processor, while Eric and JP, the other JP, because there's 2 of them, of course there are holding algae mid-coral cycle, ready to drop one in as soon as they let their guard down, which they just did, but it does bounce out, so it's a neutral situation for both sides, as JP could take it or Eric could take it. And JP steals the algae straight out of Eric's intake while also bumping him up onto the side. I'm not sure how legal that is. But we will see near the end. JP is capitalizing on the moment and put some algae up into that net. He's playing a little bit of defense against Eric while he's trying to steal some algae. It is and is successful in stealing that algae. And it's going to get it up into the net. The blue side reef does look a little bare compared to the red side. Hexbug is completely not moving. And Taco is getting currently pretty destroyed by defense here. Oh, looks like Hexbug is alive. Not sure what happened there. Maybe some internet issues or something, but not ideal for the Blue Alliance, who's trying to gain a lead potentially. There are 6 seconds left in this match. JP's gonna throw in the last algae. It does bounce out, and the score sticks at 227 to 181.
Yeah, I assume it's about the tip there, and I'm just having a look.
Yeah, the rule of tipping was, I believe, recently added to the rulebook from the ranked pushbot shenanigans. I didn't even realize that was a potential thing that could happen. I mean, I guess if you think about it, that robot does have a little bit of an extension that can go out and reach into that intake, so I guess we will see how it is called and see if it affects the score.
Alrighty, so we do have a call for that match. Unfortunately, it will be a G424, which is don't tip or entangle. Called on Jeff there against Eric 9033, which will result in a major foul according to the Red Alliance and a yellow card against the Blue Alliance.
Okay. So I don't know. Was that match affecting?
Sorry, it's not match affecting. It's just going to extend Red's lead by 6 points.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it would be match affecting. I was not paying attention. All right. So score doesn't stand, but the outcome of the match does. So that's unfortunate for the Blue Alliance. Just kind of dug their hole a little deeper. As we prepare for the next match, I think we're inputting scores, so this will move around a little bit. All right, Alliance 1 is back in the lead, but they have played one more match than Alliance 3, so maybe Alliance 3 in this next match will pop back up into that one spot, which they certainly would want to do. And then Alliance 3 and Alliance 2, and then Alliance 4 and 5 bringing up the rear in the 4th and 5th spots. This next match is Alliance 3 versus 4, which again we've seen before, but now everybody's warmed up and ready to go everything, full speed, full power, full everything. Auto's not looking great already. Turtle did drop his piece on the ground, unfortunately, but is going to throw some algae into the net, keeping the lead pretty much for the Red Alliance. This is very close already. Blue is actually in the lead briefly, but Red takes it back. This is going to be an interesting match, as Alliance 3 is the only alliance to have beaten Alliance 1. I'm going to see if Alliance 4 is able to beat Alliance 3. That would be very interesting. E-Bone getting a little stuck on the reef there. Notably, Blue Alliance, all of their Lollipop Coral and Lollipop Algae are still standing, so that leaves a little bit of room for somebody on Red to go Tokyo Drift into all three of them and push them over to the blue side, or the red side, sorry. And we do have a foul on Jeff for presumably zone. I couldn't tell which was zone it was, but Turtle is firing some algae into the red net, and actually the red lead has extended wildly. About 30 points separate the alliances now, as opposed to a couple. So Red is taking off. And Blue is trying to fight it back, but it is not going well. E-Bone throwing some algae into the blue processor. E-Back throwing some onto the lower L2 rungs, some coral. E-Bone gonna try and take the chance where Turtle is not guarding that processor. Oh, Turtle's up on two wheels. So is E-Bone. It looks like they're entangled in a rough way here. The algae bounces out of the processor. Jeff is also ready to score some algae somewhere, but he's kind of drifting around, maybe waiting for Turtle to open up. But that doesn't happen. and 6 seconds left with 2 of the robots that can't climb not going to climb. And it's not looking good for blue. Unfortunately for blue, it is 238 to 185 in favor of red.
And that score will stand.
All right, it's interesting to see. This was really close at the beginning, but actually with blue gaining the lead in some small portions, but red just took it away, going up, 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 up on that graph. This next match, we are getting 1v5. So, Alliance 5 is... If I were Alliance 5, I'd just be trying to, build my total points to maybe use as tiebreaker if I could win a couple more matches. But 1v5 is not a fun time for the 5th seed Alliance. But it's okay, because currently it's a 3v0, because 1 seed isn't here. Now this is a winnable one. Wow, looks like the 1 seed has been scared so thoroughly by the Alliance 5's gameplay that they actually don't want to play anymore. They would like to forfeit this match. Of course, all that I'm saying is comedy and jokes, but hopefully the 1 seed will arrive fairly soon. There's Abyss. That's 1/3 of the 1 seed, so do need the other 2 to start. All right, looks like we have everybody on the field, and we're going to start. All right, we got the 3 Rust Hounds versus 2 Rust Hounds, 1 Sub-Zero. Taco missing a piece, getting a little jammed up there. JP missing another piece. Taco is going for the L4 now, though. Algae going into the net, and 70 to 41 in favor of red. Again, if I were the Blue Lions here, I'd be going straight for points. Not worrying about, getting one over on this Red Alliance, because it's gonna be hard. And JP is... This is an interesting strategy. While guarding that processor, he's sticking his hand in the air with his algae, ready to score it as soon as he gets a free moment. Seems like it would be risky with the tip factor, but it remains to be seen whether or not that'll be a problem. Taco scoring 1 on L4, trying to get their L4s done for that maximum points, but they still have a few open. Red is getting pretty close to filling up their reef. JP throwing 1 into the blue net. And we've got JP playing a little harder defense on the blue side, and Perrin is over on the red side. Has gotten fouled twice now in succession. but is playing really, really aggressive with Taco and Hexbug, trying to keep them from scoring for as long as he can. He is holding Taco there, not getting a pin circle at all. That seems a little suspicious. Hexbug is trying to score in the processor, gets an algae in. It is currently 197 to 150 in favor of red. 14 seconds left. Hexbug and Taco are going to climb. So are Hexbug, Kaiju. So is everybody else, except for JP, who cannot climb. Throws one into the net for good measure, and the score ends at 235, 170. And oh my god, what is that? I don't remember the score shifting like that, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and say that the graph is just wrong. Blue was not able to catch a lead for majority of this match, and actually no, any of this match, unless you count that wonderful little data point that I'm confused about. Believe that score does stand.
Unfortunately, it does not stand.
Oh, okay.
There is going to be a manually added pin foul assigned to par in there. Just 2 points, but there you go.
Okay. And some crazy contributions. 96 from Abyss, and Kaiju had 91, which is very impressive. Big number. Big number, better person.
Give me 1 second to input these scores, and we'll be ready. Never mind, you're good.
Oh.
All good. I have the recording. You're good.
Okay, we're starting with auto on, I don't know who this is. 2v3. 3 is notoriously the alliance that beat I believe they beat 1 and 2. Oh my god, somebody just launched a coral across the field. It looks like it was Tyler. Out of auto, it is 59 to 53. We're going to see if Alliance 3 is able to recreate that magic that they had earlier. And it looks like still very close between both sides. Tyler picking up an algae, throwing it into the net. Turtle doing the same thing on blue. An algae flies over from the blue side into the red side. Turtle's going to try and get it before it gets into the hands of Tyler, and he does. The blue processor is currently being protected by Tyler, Tyler. But nobody's actually using it, so he's kind of just sitting there for nothing. But that's okay. Eric is going to try and... Looks like he tried to throw one into the red processor, but Turtle got right in the way. 122 to 125 in favor of blue this time. There's still an algae on each reef ready to be cleared, and a couple on the ground on both sides. Turtle is going to take advantage and take the lollipop algae, throw it straight up into the net. And then Tyler is still defending that processor. Interesting to see, but he's also stealing in the process. And looks like he's getting another one of the lollipop algae off the blue side, and he's throwing it into the red net, and it bounces right on out. And he almost threw it right out of the field. That's not really where it needs to be scored. 174 to 169 in favor of blue now. Blue is taking a lead, and they are trying to run away with it. Will they be able to keep it? Dar and Ebac doing their best to keep scoring on that reef, and they are really getting down to their last few places to score. There are 33 seconds left in this match. Turtle going for some L1s because there's no algae left for Turtle to play with, but there are some quick L1s left on the ground ready to be picked up with that ground intake on Sub-Zero machine. 16 seconds left. Red is still behind if they want to make it up. Oh, double possession on Ebac. Not what you want to see when you have this lead and you want to keep it. It's currently 250 to 240. Red's going for climbs. Blue's going for climbs and parks. Oh my god. What a close match. It is 246 to 242 ending the match.
And that score will stand.
Yeah, unfortunately, they were not able to pull off the upset again. This graph, very back and forth over the entire match. But 4 points separated the two, and they were in favor of the Red Alliance. Those fouls could have been what killed that Blue Alliance, unfortunately. Coming up, we have 1v4 Kaiju, Abyss, and Perrin versus Jeff, Bront, and Ebone. Again, the 1 seed is so terrified by their gameplay that they are not showing up. Personally, I think it's a sound decision. Oh, nope, there's Kaiju. Well, got Kaiju and Abyss in here, just waiting on Perrin. Oh, there he is. Okay. Not quite how that should work, but we've got 3 on both sides. 3 Rust Hounds versus 2 and a Sub-Zero. A tale as old as time. Let's see how auto goes. No misses from blue yet. No misses from red yet. Jeff? Oh my god, Jeff is being risky, going on the red side, grabbing an algae. That is risky if I've ever seen it, and potentially the wrong play, but we'll see. Now, there's the entire blue reef is covered in algae, no de-algifying. Jeff almost gets fouled out there, but is able to evade it. Kaiju playing super hard, trying to get that foul, but he didn't get it. Jeff stealing an algae, and he's going to throw it right up on in. And he makes it. Oh, Abyss climbing on the reef a little bit. Not where you need to climb. That's also not the time of the match you need to climb. Abyss is a little lost. Jeff is going to crawl out of that foul really slowly, and he makes it out. Oh, Abyss is going to go for an algae, and he does not make it. Jeff is right in his way. Perrin is over harassing the blue team. Just sticking to Bront as hard as he can, trying to keep him from doing anything of use. And it currently looks like it is working. 159 to 125. Bront is able to get away from Perrin enough to score an L4, but he misses it. And Ebone is fairly untouched. Jeff is currently getting continuously fouled. Looks like he's entangled with Abyss here. He does reset to get out of it. That is a reset foul, though, that he does get penalized. There is barely anything on this blue reef, probably because Perrin has just been sticking to whoever is the primary scorer for the last little bit of the match. Jeff is now almost out of algae. He's about to try and grab the last one, but Perrin is being a little annoying. He grabs the last one, he's ready to go score it, and then after that, there's no more algae in play. It's all in that blue net. And Jeff is going to go play some defense on the loaders. Papa Abyss and Kaiju Jones are able to actually just use the same loader, though. Not for very long, because they do only have 4 pieces left in there. And the piece count only gets smaller. And with not having a Sub-Zero on that alliance, if you misdrop a piece, that piece is no longer in play. They're going to go for climbs now. It's 7 seconds left. 274, 232 before climbs. And with 0 seconds left in the match, it's 304 to 224. Unsure if there will be any calls there.
That will be a clean match, no calls.
Okay. And again, that was 1v4. Kaiju with a 105. Not unheard of from him. Papa Abyss with a 93. Also not unheard of. We will see the next match. We do have somebody in the question box. Going to let Logan deal with that. But the next match will be 3 versus 5. And then after that, we have 1 versus 3. Going to be our chance to see if 1 and 3 can battle it out for that 1 spot again. Speaking of, Alliance 1 is sitting in rank 1 again. Alliance 3 is in rank 2. And Alliance 2 is in rank 3. and then 4 and 5 are in 4 and 5 respectively. It does look a little interesting. Like I said, we've got to see if 3 can beat 1 again, see if they can pop into that win column, or into that rank 1 column. All right, getting ready for 3 versus 5. Looks like we're about to start here. This is another 2+1 versus 2+1 in terms of robot composition. Oh. Okay. Looks like we're... Let's just imagine the gameplay. We've got somebody... Oh, that's a good one. We've got, somebody sitting over by the processor, I'm sure. Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, so even though the stream can't see the gameplay, I can. We've got 3 robots scoring on the reef on the blue side, and 2 scoring on the reef, and 1 in the barge on the red side. Actually, no defense as of current. This is the XRC Sim radio show, baby. We are in the loop. We've got Ebac scoring on the reef, and Turtle is going hard on these the barge algae. The blue side is also JP going hard on the barge algae, clearing his reef of algae right now, getting it up in the barge. Red's a little ahead in that front, but currently there's nobody crossing sides at all. JP throwing one into the L1 spot, but not really doing a lot. Currently the score is 171 to 111 in favor of the Red Alliance. Again, JP just looks like either stole back an algae from the red side, and the Red Alliance is, again, there's no algae on their side of the field. There's also very few coral pieces on the ground. The only coral pieces on the ground are, well, there's none now. It's in Turtle's intake. They are playing a very clean game, it looks like. An algae rolls over, and Turtle's going to go take care of it. Turtle bounces it out of the way, does end up grabbing it, throwing it right into the net. Score is 219 to 144 in favor of the Red Alliance. And, we finally do have the stream back. Yeah, well, it's good enough. I'm just going to play off of the one that has the score. So 10 seconds left. We have teams going to climb. There is 7 seconds, 238 to 166. There's not much blue can do to bring this back, and they're just going to try and score as much as they can. And 0. Score is 262 to 182 in favor of the the Red Alliance number 3. Little, that Jeff seems to like the idea of an XRC radio show. I personally hate it because I'm talking a lot and it's too much. It's like you gotta have like several voices in there. One's announcing the score and one's not. Yeah. So looks like the score does stand though.
Yeah, the score will stand there.
Who's next? This is our legendary matchup where previously 3 did beat the 1 seed, and the 3 seed was playing very well, playing very clean last match. So hopefully for them, they're going to be able to keep that record up and beat the 1 seed again. But that will be to be seen.
Yeah, if 3 wants to get first place here, get first seed, they are going to have to beat Alliance 1 in order to make it straight to the grand finals of the bracket after the round robin.
Yeah, we are just having some technical difficulties here, so please bear with us. This is a new overlay, and then it looks like Brennan had a crash, so we're just gonna Ah. Well, at least the new overlay still looks good. Looks like Kaiju's doing some push-ups. You guys can't see it, but I can. He's using his algae intake, and he's doing reps. 1. oh, he's planking now. This is possibly... All right. 3, 2, 1, and we're going with auto. We've got all 3 red robots scoring their coral. Turtle scoring in the net. That's the one advantage to that 1778 Sub-Zero machine, is they can throw some algae in and clear early. 68 to 75 in favor of red still, but blue is going to try and bring it back. Perrin doing his sweep of algae, but not quite able to push as many as he would like. And he gets fouled by Dar. Good awareness on Dar's part there. Perrin trying to steal some more algae. Turtle actually succeeding in stealing algae and defending that red processor. Abyss is playing hard, playing some coral, and then has algae at the ready for when Turtle finally turns his back. Currently 117 to 123. It's still in favor of red, but it is very close here. And a foul on Perrin again. If Perrin keeps it up with these fouls, it's going to be really hard for the Red Alliance to keep the lead. There's a lot of algae over by the red barge zone, so very dangerous for Turtle to go near, but Perrin can go by at any time if he would like. Currently, Dar putting up some coral, and Abyss and Kaiju both holding an algae on them so as to not leave it open for Turtle to take. We've got Perrin still playing some hard defense over there. Turtle still defending that processor. The red lead has jumped up quite a bit by about 20 points. And it is 15 seconds left. We've got Perrin going to climb now. Currently 212 to 192. Not looking like Blue Alliance is going to be able to keep a lead at all this match. And they just weren't able to recreate the magic of that first match versus Alliance 1. But they did get it very close. 227 to 236 in favor of red. Unsure of any calls. But it looks like
that one will stand there, so
looks like they were just able to keep a control of the algae game. All that algae sitting on the red side and unable to be taken. Yeah, they did have they were back and forth for a little bit at the first half of the match, but the second half of the match, red just took it away. A 102 from Kaiju and a 100 from Abyss. Very high scores, and then Dar coming in third with contribution of 92. Contributions aren't everything, but it does paint a picture of, while Perrin only scored 12 points less than Turtle, Kaiju and Abyss were able to score about 30 more points than Dar and Evac, so it is a little bit interesting. All right, we're going with our last match of the round robin, quote-unquote, quals section. We have Jeff throwing some algae into the net. Eric almost missing a piece, but corrects it, and it looks like Tyler did miss a piece early on. JP pushing a piece towards the barge so that Tyler can take it, but Tyler just pushes it on back. Intake not working with him today. But he does eventually get it back. JP and him playing ping pong as they do. Ebone and Bront are doing the brunt of the coral work here. I don't think I said this is 2v4. So Alliance 2 is on the blue side, or sorry, the red side, and Alliance 4 is on the blue side. We do have 115 to 111 in favor of red, but again, blue could bring it back if they really push themselves. Ebone putting some coral up on the reef. Tyler stealing an algae quick, and it's up in the red net. The lead for the Red Alliance is growing by quite a bit. Jeff gets fouled there, definitely not helping that case, but Jeff is currently playing some defense over at the red processor side, but not really much to defend, so he switches over to the loader station. But as we've established, these high-level alliances can play at the same station if they know each other well enough. Jeff actually going back over to his own side and grabbing some algae that's been unscored just so that Tyler can't grab it later. Currently 195 to 156 in favor of red. We have 10 seconds left in this match. Everybody's waiting to climb until a little late, but they are going to make it in. Most make it to climb. 237 to 202 is the final score as of right now.
And that will stand.
In favor of that Red Alliance, Blue was not able to take a win, but that's okay. And now we get to look at our rankings to determine how our playoff bracket and our playoff matches are going to go. All right, we do have Alliance 1 sitting in the first rank, so they are actually not going to play until the grand finals. And then Alliance 3 is in the second seed. Alliance 2 is in the third seed. And then 4 and 5 are still in 4 and 5. So that means our first playoff match, beautiful. Our first playoff match will be Alliance 4 versus Alliance 5. And that's a best of 3. So we will see how that works. We'll see if Alliance 5 is going to be able to pull up an upset at any time.
Yeah, obviously Alliance 5 winless currently, which is a bit tough, but we'll see what they can do here in a best of series format.
They're saving it all for the matches that count.
Yeah, exactly. Making the whole gauntlet run. Alright, looks like we are ready to rock on match number 1 here.
Right. Again, this is 4 versus 5. 4 on the red side, 5 in the blue.
Best of
Here
3.
Yeah, so the first match of the series.
Oh, a big miss there from Jay.
Yeah, not what you want to see.
The blue's actually ahead out of auto.
Ebone does reset. He took a foul for that. Looks like he got stuck on the reef in some fashion. Might be part of the reason we're a little behind for red. So blue is just gonna...
reset.
Oh, and another reset. Oh my gosh.
This is huge for the Alliance 5 here. Making it
Alliance
count
5.
when it matters.
Yeah, Ebone missing his L4. Yeah, not... Oh, and jumps right out of his funnel.
That's insane how that was not a foul.
Yeah. Jeff he was climbing up on the net. Ebone is just
We're flowing,
Ebone's back in his rhythm. It looks like
throwing coral off the field.
yeah, this is it stays frozen underneath the overlay.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice. We see, yeah, Ebone looks to have gotten back in his rhythm, but I don't know if they'll be able to make the deficit.
Yeah, I mean, I think red's slowly closing up now, so blue's gotta try and hold on to this. See JP gonna weave in some coral scoring for the Blue Alliance. It is almost only a 10-point gap now. L4 completed now by Red Alliance. Blue Alliance still has one remaining L4. Jeff gonna put up algae in the net. Look at this, 4 points now.
Yeah, red bringing it back.
It is very close. Blue kind of got the best case scenario. They gotta capitalize on this opportunity and not get fouled like that. Absolute disaster. It is tied with just under 30 seconds to go. Every single point is gonna count.
Throw an algae into the net.
Huge algae there, but it's still so close. Maybe they can block a
This
climb.
might come down to climbs here.
Yeah, Ebone pushing it somewhat late, going for the score. Doesn't work.
Misses the coral though.
Blue slightly ahead, but they already have climbs up. It is going to be very close. Oh, they got it.
Oh my God! Wait, I reacted a half a
The
second
other
too
way.
early.
The other way, yeah.
Oh my
I know.
gosh!
Assuming there's no
198.
calls or anything, but wow.
Looked like a clean match.
Yeah, interesting match there. You see the mistakes from red coming out early, and then red slowly claws it back, but blue just barely able to hang on for match number 1.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Going to be interesting to see if they can, keep up and bring it back. Get
Yeah.
that reverse sweep.
1 down for the Alliance 5. First win on the board, and couldn't have come at a better time. Alrighty. I think from Red's perspective, they just need to clean it up a little bit, and they should be okay. Blue looking for some more chaos. Hopefully they can pull off the upset.
And Jeff is...
missed.
Jeff drops the piece, and his intake flings it behind him. Ebone getting 2 of his pieces. No
Hexbug
hang-ups
stuck.
yet.
Had to reset. Or, sorry, that was Taco who got stuck.
Yeah, it looks like red slightly ahead. Even though Bront did miss a piece near the end of auto, but maybe that was a best of both worlds. So blue throwing some up in the net. So is red.
Look, Ebone stuck again.
Oh,
3 resets in 2 matches. That's tough.
yeah, Ebone getting some struggles in with that Rust Hounds robot.
I mean, that's brought blue back into this. They're within shouting distance.
And Ebone just missed an L4 coral, so took a whole cycle for no
Jeff
points.
is on top of... Oh, that's a huge foul.
Ooh, foul.
Great awareness there from Jeff.
Yeah, Ebone drops another coral on the ground, man. I hope he knows they're supposed to score up, not down.
Yeah, it's tough.
Jeff almost misses an algae, but he does make it. Oh my gosh.
Coral just said, see you later.
Yep. JP on blue is trying to grab some algae, it looks like, but Jeff is not having any of it.
Nice score.
Oh my God.
That was directly in.
Throws it straight in the processor.
Great defense from JP on Ebone here.
Yeah, and red has actually, they've taken back their lead like fully, 162 to 136.
Feeling a bit comfortable now.
Yeah, it still could go another way, but it's going to be hard for blue to make that up. Oh, Jeff, slowly, and he misses the algae.
That's tough.
It's okay, though. Just takes another pickup, but he would have rather been a little bit more efficient with it.
Yeah, red looking comfortable here. 20 seconds to go. Not much to be done here for the Blue Alliance. Just mentally reset, hope for some chaos on the next one, and see what they can do.
And unfortunately for Blue, doesn't look like they're able to get another win out. Was pretty close at the end there, 20 points, but 213 to 194.
Yeah, Red had control of that most of the match. No repeated E-bone resets required, and that helped them out a lot. But, you know, playing straight up, Alliance number 5 was not too far away, so they have opportunities here heading into the final match here, decider of who will play Alliance number 2.
Yeah, gonna be, you know, this is Alliance 5's last hurrah to try. Oh my God, what is happening over there? E-bone is in the air. Oh, they're trying to flip him over the driver's station. It's not very nice, but you know, maybe that would I don't know, maybe that'll help Blue Alliance. They're trying to damage the opposing robot. Not very GP, but
just giving him a ride, you know.
Don't think it's working either. he's kind of just stuck up there. So looks like everybody's still on the field.
All right, I think they've had their chance.
Oh, Jeff is climbing, and JP is playing defense on Bront for some reason. This is more entertaining than the real matches. Okay. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. About to play auto. Oh, another miss from Jeff. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's tough. Great.
Grabbing the algae
great from
early
JP
though.
early here. Just outpacing Jeff pretty drastically.
Yeah, 52 to 45.
Yeah, a couple more
Still
corals
close.
scored for Red.
Jeff
Jeff's
is
stuck.
stuck.
Okay, good recovery.
Yeah, it looks like Hexbug did have a miss early on. Oh, almost fouls Jeff, but Jeff has that awareness to not get thrown into that, unfortunately.
It is pretty close still. Oh, literally tied now.
We're tied up.
Oh, big.
Oh,
There's
foul.
just fouls
double
everywhere.
Foul. Yep.
Trying to go for
Foul
an
on
L1.
JP, foul on
Oh,
Bone.
Jeff
Oh, foul
getting
on
caught out too.
Jeff, yep.
It's still tied. Wait, what? It's just... This is
This
crazy.
graph is gonna look crazy.
Okay, it is literally still tied. This is a big miss from E-bone there. Okay, we're gonna see a
unfortunate.
processor score from Hexbug. Looks like doing a couple processors now.
And trying to get that algae out of play so Jeff can't steal it. So Jeff's just gonna pivot and take his own algae instead.
Yeah, blue slight lead. This is really dangerous from JP. I mean, but does get away with it. No fouls. He's just back and forth here.
Oh, possession foul on Bront there. And then a foul on JP.
A nice bounce back there for the Blue Alliance. They're going to be able to score that one in the processor again.
Jeff and E-bone kind of entangled with each other just by chance, trying to outplay JP, but they outplayed each other.
Another bounce back. This is huge for the Blue Alliance.
JP gets a steal off, has an algae in his gripper, but Jeff decides to let him go.
Another one. Let's go. They got the perfect setup, and it directly goes into the robot. That's great. But Jeff is here now.
Jeff's
It is
gonna
only a
play a little
7-point lead for Blue Alliance here. They really need to get these scores.
Hexbug's get that
lurking.
Whenever he can.
Looks like
he
he's
has
just going
to
to go for the climb.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, that's
better.
a safe bet.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, it would have been
you need to
no
climb,
climb. Oh, okay.
Maybe it was
He's
in the
gonna
way.
climb
You can't
just
climb
way
with the
late.
ball. I don't know. It's really
I don't
close.
know.
So this is pushing it. Oh my god! No way!
Oh! Oh! 1 point separates both sides.
Oh, jeez.
And Jeff didn't park, I don't think.
Yeah.
So that could have been the win.
Wow.
That is insane. I mean, props to both sides because that was amazing to watch. Oh, okay. Some of the lion is gone.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
dots
So
are there.
that is crazy. It's very. I mean,
Sorry,
Yeah.
Jeff did actually get the climb there, or the
Okay.
park rather. It's
never mind.
Red did miss a climb though.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's tough.
Red missed a climb and Blue missed a climb as well.
Well, I mean, talk about a great series, talk about a great story. We have Alliance 5 who went through the entire round robin winning 0 matches, right?
and then beating Alliance 4 in
and
the
then they
Ewan's
take
bracket.
it in such a close fashion too. The so well matched on both sides.
Yeah, that's truly impressive. I mean, I wouldn't have expected that.
Alrighty, so they now have to play Alliance number 2. So they stay in the tournament. Unfortunately, Alliance number 4 is going to be out. No longer in contention, but talk about a great series. Can't it could have been either way for sure for both these alliances, so
Yeah, 100%. That was a great series from both sides. So Alliance 4, pat on the back to you, but you will not be moving on. So I guess now we get ready for 2v5, which I don't think anybody saw coming. Looks like everybody's in there. Gonna be able to see if 5 might be able to pull out the ultimate upset that I don't even think they themselves thought was even a potential possibility. They are doing some funky stuff in here.
Yep, looks like we are good to go. Another best of 3. Can the dream run continue? It is going to be tough for Alliance number 5 here, I think, but we'll see what they can do.
I would love to see Alliance 5 go all the way. Just
yeah, I mean,
1v5 in grand finals.
Fortunately, JP missed their score. Now, I think Tyler also did.
Tyler also missed.
But pretty large deficit.
Notably,
out of auto.
Tyler is back on Rust Hounds. Tyler was playing Sub-Zero for a decent portion of the event. Interesting to see the switch. Potentially there's a strategic reason behind it. So now we actually are playing 3 Rust Hounds versus 2 Rust Hounds and a Sub-Zero. Eric and JP on red are playing as best they can. Getting their coral up, getting the algae in the processor. 135 to 85. Unfortunate deficit for blue, but Hexbug and Taco are just trying their best to get stuff moving. But Tyler is playing pretty hard defense at that loader station, and Hexbug does not seem to want to pivot to the other station, but he does eventually. But now it's just messy on that whole side of the field. Taco and Hexbug in each other's spaces until Tyler's now in both of their spaces. JEP playing some defense on the red side. JP, God, that's confusing.
Yeah, JP versus JP.
Yeah. So JEP on red, placing an L2. JEP getting fouled. JP
bunch of drops there from Eric. Couldn't find it. JP's doing a good defensive job. Gonna dump that algae.
He's gonna go grab that other as well. One thing I'll note about red is not having a single Sub-Zero on the Alliance means all these stray coral are just going to stay in your way the entire match. There's nobody to clean those, so not that I think I saw many cleaning there any, but then JP just lost an L2. There was algae still in the way and threw it straight on the ground. So 4 seconds. Looks like we're climbing now. I don't know where the time gone, but 247 to 171 in favor of red. Unfortunate loss for the Blue Alliance.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be an uphill battle here for Alliance number 5. Kind of a dominant performance here from Alliance number 2, but I think generally they're probably pretty happy with just winning that first series, and anything they can do to make it close or as close as they can is a win.
And we're going to see the second match now, 2v5. And here we go. Oh, JEP missing a piece. You're gonna get stuck between
Ooh,
his
another
intake and
miss
his
from
bumper.
Blue too. This is not
Yeah,
what they needed.
Eric does miss one, but it at least falls into L1.
He's stuck. Gonna try and get unstuck, but he is really wedged in there. Gonna reset, I guess. Oh, big drop too.
Oh, JP misses a piece. Yep. Not a good combination for red here, but they are still keeping it flowing in points.
Oof.
Oh, foul on JEP.
Yeah, it is tough to navigate around the reef. It's very easy to like accidentally bump someone with something and then immediate foul.
Especially Sub-Zero, you've got your intake on the side too. If you've got that out, it makes it even wider of a box. And then JEP was, oh my god, okay, he's fine. He got hooked on a cage there for a second, but currently 138 to 105 in favor of red. Foul on Tyler there. Got a little too close to that reef zone, playing a little bit of defense. And JEP playing a little bit of defense on the processor, but he can't quite keep it from happening. Oh, and we got a reset on Taco. Unfortunate for them. They're gonna have to just take that point deficit. And there's 41 seconds left. We've only got about 50-60 points dividing the two alliances. Not looking good for blue here, but again, it was an uphill battle anyway. Tyler and Hexbug are just fighting it out at the processor. And oh my god! Oh, Tyler looks like he's trying to intake the the algae out of Hexbug. Oh, this is looking questionable. Have we lost?
SRC is having a time.
All right. This is a.
Unfortunate. The score does stand here. It's going to be 256 for red and 198 on the blue alliance there.
Oh man, I wasn't even sure the match ended. I thought we were staying with the score we had at 17 seconds. All right.
That unfortunately does mean that we're going to be saying goodbye to alliance number 5.
Yeah.
So, thanks again for playing.
Unfortunate for them, but again, I think they were just glad to get past Alliance 4. Very good gameplay
big
from
upset
them.
there.
What the? Alright, we're gonna get things sorted out here in just a sec.
Okay. So it looks like Alliance 2 will be going on to face Alliance 3, winning that series. So it's going to be interesting to see. Again, Alliance 3, very strong this whole event. But Alliance 2, obviously also very strong. Again, Alliance 3 was the one team, I believe, to upset Alliance 1.
Yep.
So it's very impressive from them, and that means they've clearly got a little bit extra firepower compared to most others. Either that or Alliance 1 was just having a bad match, which is possible, but I think being able to capitalize on that bad match maybe makes it easier to say you're doing a little better.
All right, we will be right back while we get things sorted out. Apologize for the delay, but yeah, it'll just be a couple minutes here, and we'll get started again with Alliance 2v3. Oh, well, that's great. There we go. Alright, we are finally ready to go again. Sorry for the delay. We have Alliance 3 versus Alliance 2. Alliance 3 in red. Alliance 2 just won their previous matchup with Alliance 5 pretty handily, so now we will see what Alliance number 3 can do. The only alliance that's been able to take a game off of Alliance number 1. We're going to start off with a miss from Dar on the Red Alliance. Not going to help their cause. But it is very close. Coming out of auto, just a very slight lead, 4 points. 1 extra algae for the Red Alliance. And Tyler immediately going to the plowing strat that we've seen so many different players use. Going very dangerous into that protected zone. But Blue Alliance with a very slight lead. And just as I say that, Red takes the lead. And then Blue takes the lead. And then Red takes the lead. It's a back and forth affair. Great score there by JP. As Turtle's going to try and put one in the net as well. But it doesn't fall. Going to bounce back out. It's going to hurt the Red Alliance a little bit. But they are with a little bit of a lead right now, starting to try to differentiate themselves a little bit. And you can see the vast majority of that comes from the algae play. Only 1 in the net from the Blue Alliance. Now, Red still got several L4s to do as well. They're just focusing on the closest cycles right now. Going to give them a big boost as they complete those later on in the match. But we are seeing it still within striking distance. JP, a big miss for the Blue Alliance, is going to hurt them. Now trying to get the algae bounce backs, but Turtle is in position to protect against those. Red had a close match, or a close score there for a little bit, but then they pull away a little bit there. Blue still within touching distance as we have 40 seconds left. And it's going to come down to the last few cycles here and potentially missed climbs, as we have seen that affect matches previously. 30 seconds to go. Blue about 10 points down. Eric scoring, trying to get the points up on the board. Going for the double cycle, going for the L1. Going to transition that into another L1. Putting up 4 points. Big miss from Eback at the end. That's a foul. 2 fouls on Blue. And just in the last few seconds, that's going to probably secure the win here for Red Alliance. Ended up being not a super close match in the end on the points. But it really came down to Blue Alliance maybe just pushing a little bit too much at the end there. Trying to get that win. They needed to go all in. It didn't work out for them this time, looks like. But a very solid effort and a very close match, as we see basically the entire duration of the match. It was close, back and forth affair, especially at the start. And then only at the end did Red really get a big lead. Ending off with a very solid win here. And 1 match away, assuming the score stands, of Grand Finals.
Looked clean to me, so the score will stand.
Alrighty, so
Very excited.
1-0 for Alliance number 3. But it was close. See what Blue Alliance will do to adjust for this match.
All right, starting out with auto, we've got no misses yet. Turtle's going to get some algae in there early.
I missed from Eback actually on Red now.
Oh, yeah, I see.
But everybody else
auto ends. We're pretty much even.
Clean.
Currently a slight lead for Blue, but going to have to keep playing like that if they want to keep it. Tyler pushing some algae over to the Blue side.
And to be honest,
lollipops.
I think Blue is misplaying this a little bit. I would like to see them not go for algae right away, because we know that Turtle's going to fill it up anyways. and then try and do it later on when you could potentially get all those bounce backs. But it is very close here. Nonetheless, 1 point difference.
Turtle camping on that blue processor, getting algae in as he can.
Missed that last one, but he's going to go and recover as much as he can. Tyler swinging back and forth, trying to disrupt. And it's not super effective, but anything that you can do when it's this close between these two alliances will add up.
Yeah, it looks like they got a pile of coral over on the lower red station. A little bit awkward. Somebody should take the time and clear it if they need to, or...
Yeah, now blue should be looking at those algae. They should probably do the Alliance 1 strat where you have the algae in your robot and ready to pounce. But I guess it does make the pickups a bit harder, maybe. Red's starting to run away a little bit here. Increasing their gap by a little bit. Turtle, a big miss. And they brought it back, actually. Now it's 1 point. I think you got to see another miss from Turtle, just rushing a little bit too much for those scores. JP just blocked and the opportunity was gone. Eric's got a coral stuck in his robot. Takes a little bit of time to figure that out. 1 point still. 15 seconds to play. If blue can get all the climbs, like just lock in the climbs, you're looking good. But that's easier said than done. 5 seconds to go. Turtle drops one in the net. It is looking like a blue... Oh, no way!
Oh my gosh.
Oh! They had it in their hands, and it slipped out.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate for red. And, well, I guess, and blue, but...
Well, I mean, fortunate for blue, like, given the circumstances, or, sorry,
That's
not blue,
true,
for red, I mean. The fact that they were down, they had a big deficit, but they were able to tie. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was very back and forth. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
like... things were not looking good for red.
Yeah, I mean, they had it near the end, and then blue just brought it back out of nowhere, basically. I didn't even see what the play was, but they brought it back at the end, but they weren't able to close it out, and that's what matters. So we're going to a match 3, and it's still advantage red, 1-0. So we will get this one started.
All right.
Off to the races. Turtle, a bit of a struggle picking up out of the auto.
Oh, misses the algae. Just
it's not what you want to see.
Turtle is trying to go,
there's
trying to
also
go too quick with it.
Coral on red from Dar, I think. So it is going to be a pretty hefty lead coming out of auto for Blue Alliance.
Yeah, red's going to have to play smart if they want to get it back.
Yeah, trying to go all algae right away is Eric. Again, I'm not a huge fan of that play. I feel like you just leave them, let the Red Alliance robot score them, focus on your coral, and then do the algae later on.
Some impressive defense from Turtle. Actually knocked an algae out of the field.
Wow, yeah, that is a big win for them. Because you already have the algae advantage. Blue Alliance is not going to really contest you in the net. So
yeah,
there's not really much point of rushing algae.
Yeah, we still see a little bit of a lead from blue here, but red's trying to pick it back up. Very close.
Yeah, it's getting closer. I mean, red's putting a bunch in the net, rapid succession, right? And those are worth a lot of points.
Yeah, nothing's going in that processor. Not even thinking about it. And as soon as JP thought about it,
he was
Turtle
already
got in
there.
the way.
Yeah. So now is the time that you probably want to be aware of it, but they don't really have any algae that they can quickly... Oh yeah, big miss there from
miss
Turtle.
from Turtle.
I mean, Red has brought this back. It is basically neck and neck here. And remember, if Red wins, they are on to the grand finals. There's no room for error for the Blue Alliance.
Yeah. Oh.
Ricocheting algae all over the place. JP
Yeah, Tyler
keeps picking up that algae and then keeps not being able to score it. Oh, it is close though. All right. Big algae here for JP. Gonna find the gap. But also finding the gap is Turtle. Scoring those into the net. Gotta go for the climbs. It was the climbs that buried Blue Alliance last time around. But
and
not this
Blue
time.
Alliance takes the win. 6 points.
The line failed again, but whatever. We get the points eventually. So yeah, big lead kind of starting right out of auto for Blue Alliance. Red slowly dragged it back, but it wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Red Alliance could have done to bring that back besides, you know, not have those couple of misses. You know, the miss from Dar and the miss from Turtle, but
the auto also didn't go well for them, right? So
yeah,
it's just when you start off on the wrong foot, it hurts so much.
Yeah, this is a game where it's very hard to make up a deficit.
Alrighty,
Okay, well,
it is
this
now
was-
officially 1-1-1 between these alliances. They've seen basically every single result, and we have a final match to hopefully decide and separate these two alliances who have been very evenly matched here.
Yeah.
Just
Everybody's
before we
gonna
get
have
into
to-
this one, we do
Oh.
have a quick announcement.
Hang on, I already pressed start. We'll announce
Sorry,
after,
that's fine.
I guess.
You're good.
Okay. So,
All right, auto.
yeah, trip to grand finals on the line here. Ooh, Eric, looking
Turtle
a little
playing it
lost.
nice
Probably
and
had some
slow.
lag and drops. That's huge deficit now for the Blue Alliance. Not looking good. But Eric
And
put in
Turtle has-
overdrive. Yeah, he's
Turtle's
waiting.
assumed his position.
Oh, big steal. Nice. Yeah, I see it. Like, honestly, I don't think that even matters that much. Like, Blue's happy for you to de-score that. You're literally making it easier for them to score. I think it's fine. What isn't fine, though, is the fact that they're down in points right now.
Yeah, it's a very large deficit, about 20, 30 points here.
Yeah, I'd like to
And-
see Tyler maybe push those algae over to the other side, at least give them opportunities to kind of fill up this this net and then go for the algae play later on. Yeah, Dar's gonna start
Yeah.
doing algae play. This is really bad for the Blue Alliance. Just unloads 3 quick algae
Tyler
and a
gets the
foul on
foul.
Tyler. It's
Yeah.
now looking like
Oh.
it's basically out of reach here for the Blue Alliance, unfortunately.
It's a miss from Turtle, but not really affecting much of anything.
Yeah.
Turtle is no longer, well, maybe he is. He's just kind of coming back to that blue
Eric,
processor,
a
but they're
drop
not
as
really
well.
using it.
Yeah, I mean at this point it's too hard. That like the processor like scoring area where the algae would be is completely empty, right? So
Yeah.
can't really get any bounce backs. Those two are just gonna cleanly go in, and Turtle's there now that there's any contesting.
Yeah, blue brought it back a little bit, but it's still not going to be close enough, I think, to make a flip.
Yeah.
Tyler is just sticking to Dar like glue. Almost gets fouled. That was very close.
I think bringing it back is kind of just a natural progression of this game, though. Is you score, the more you score, the less points you can earn. So the game piece differential is probably quite similar.
Yeah, and a final algae from Turtle, and there goes the score.
Okay, so assuming that that's all good, we are going to see Alliance number 3 in the finals.
Yeah, the graph on this one is a bit like what we saw most of the day. Very one-sided, so.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Alliance number 2 at the end. They had a good run. They gave it a really good effort, but the last one, just things didn't go well, and that's where we're at. Sorry, Logan, you had a you had a thing to say.
Yeah, no problem at all. I was interrupting there. So just a quick announcement because of some conduct that happened in an earlier match. Alliance 1, specifically Abyss, is going to be receiving a yellow card. Just so we'll know in the next series. If they do get another yellow card, it will result in a red, per usual.
Alright, so Red Alliance just got to keep it clean. And these two alliances are 1-1 versus each other, I believe. So, gonna be an interesting situation here.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. See who might have just been having a bad match and who can actually outgun the other.
Alrighty, so we got Alliance 1 in red, Alliance 3 in blue, grand finals, best of 3, and we're gonna start off with match number 1.
All right, getting started here. Red still running that triple Rust Hounds. I think they've run all event. And then blue, obviously Turtle is sticking with that Sub-Zero robot. It is very close, off by a point out of auto. Very good to see for both sides. Perrin is doing his bulldoze, but Dar is right in the way and does not want to let that happen.
Oh,
Gets
good
him
foul.
fouled.
Yeah, blue with the
Turtle
early
is-
lead.
Turtle's playing a little bit more aggro than he was against 2.
Here comes Kaiju, but good block again. Wasting a lot of time from Kaiju, and Abyss really struggling to pick up. Look at how many Coral has been dropped. And look at the points. It's 20-point lead already for Blue Alliance. This is not looking amazing for the Red Alliance, at least early on here, but can't count them out as they were the #1 seed.
Yeah, and again with this Red Alliance, there's no Sub-Zero, so there's no cleaning up that mess. Those Coral are basically out of play for the Red Alliance.
A great score from there. Turtle finding the gap in the Red Alliance ability to score those algae. Now here comes another, but great awareness from Turtle once again, completely rejecting Perrin. Gonna find that gap again. Blocking the position. And scores. Nice. Lucky bounce, but you count those. Oh, big foul on Perrin again.
Evac, fouling Perrin.
Yeah, Evac a little bit slow, but does score eventually.
Thing I'll note is clearly not as many pickup issues on the blue side. Not nearly as much Coral on the ground.
Yeah.
So they're probably just playing a little bit cleaner than the others.
I mean, this is Blue Alliance's to lose here. Oh, another foul on Perrin. It all adds up. Trying to... Oh, no, this is almost disaster. Abyss just getting shoved in. And, okay, Kaiju, he's going to... Perrin again! He's just... I mean, they have to go for something. They have to go for something. They knew that they needed to go for the big play. I respect that. But, yeah, it is...
Play out.
It was all Blue Alliance that match.
265, very impressive score, and some impressive contributions from both sides.
Yeah, the score will stand.
Yeah, very close near that beginning portion of the match, and then Blue was just able to completely take it away.
Yeah, so Alliance won with their second loss this event. Yeah, I don't even know, like, why they started to fall behind. Like, I mean, the fouls definitely didn't help, but don't know.
I mean, I believe around that fall off point was that point where Abyss was it Abyss? Abyss was just unable to intake.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
right.
he sat there, and there were clearly,
dropped a
like, I
lot.
didn't see every attempt, but there was a lot of coral on the ground.
Yeah.
So wasting a lot of time, not scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, that is probably the right thing, the right call there, Dak. So good call out there. We'll see if they can close it out, or I hope that at least Alliance 1 takes one here, bring it to a third and definitive match. But we will see. Blue Alliance definitely warmed up.
Yeah, another
Oh, a
bad
miss.
part about not
Back.
playing until grand finals is you
Wait,
kind of get a little.
Kaiju's on Sub-Zero and had a
Oh,
miss
wow.
as well.
Yeah,
So we
that's
actually have a big change up here.
It's the first time this
Oh.
alliance has played a different composition all day. Gonna see if Kaiju is gonna be able to make a difference on Sub-Zero.
Yeah, it also means Turtle probably is free to kind of just go for the steals a lot more, which actually I think
Ooh, foul on Kaiju.
plays into Blue Alliance's favor. I think Turtle's really good at that, and not having to kind of guard that algae constantly is going to be a huge ability for them to kind of just unlock the potential here of Turtle.
Yeah, you can kind of see it too. Turtle has already pretty much cleared all the algae and has been going on that red side to steal on a couple occasions already early in the match. So Blue is ahead currently still, but not by much.
Yeah,
It
Abyss
is
dumping
very
them
close.
in, but those aren't... Oh, that one did bounce back, actually, so Turtle's going to have to grab that one. It is 1 point match now. It is still close.
Yeah, super close. Dar and Evac are just doing their best to throw coral up onto the reef.
I mean, Turtle is totally happy with this. Abyss fighting over the algae for that long. Like, this is totally fine. And now you just park. Just park and don't let him. Yeah, he scored nothing for the last 30. Oh, what a steal, too!
Oh my
that was
god,
so
good
And then the
steal.
plop. Oh my, that was just beautiful.
Amazing play from Turtle. Where did this
Turtle.
guy come from?
Yeah, that.
Like,
And look at those L1s too. Nice quick L1s. Now Red Alliance also working on L1s, but unfortunately Kaiju's gonna drop one. It is.
yeah, at this point they're way behind. Actually, they've caught up quite a bit. 10 points, 15 points separating.
But we're in L1 territory now, which, 2 points per score is gonna be tough to overcome. Blue Alliance looking comfortable, but they do need to make sure that they secure the climbs. That's the big thing here. So they're gonna go. Look at
10
this.
seconds
Turtle's
left.
just cleaning up those L1s. So smooth with them. One,
And there's
two,
oh my
nice.
gosh.
And yeah, this is surely it. This is just 1-2 punch.
Yep. And
And
there it is
yeah.
for the Blue Alliance.
That, wow. Kind of a big surprise for sure. I feel like, heading in, Alliance 1 was looking super dominant, and then didn't work out for them.
Yeah, I guess you had to try and change something, and it just didn't end up being the right play for them.
Yeah, true. You have to respect them willing to try something else, and obviously Kaiju is a very strong player on both robots, but it is also really tough to kind of swap roles like that on a moment's notice when you've played so many matches in a specific play style. You're worked up on that. You know how to play.
Yeah, I mean, I think Perrin took it pretty decently, but it was, certainly not what he would have been given if he was playing it like that all day.
Yeah, I mean, 77 contrib, I don't know how that compares to like Kaiju, but I would assume it's a little bit lower, and then I don't know if Kaiju really made a massive gap on what Perrin was doing, kind of doing that algae disruptor role. That could have happened, but yeah, I mean, talk about a great run for Alliance number 3. We were kind of joking a little bit about how it seemed like it would just be Alliance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that order. At the start, it was kind of looking grim, but Alliance number 3 making the upset. What do you think? What do you think helped them kind of get the win here, Dak? In terms of performance, obviously, you know, Evac and Dar passed over at the start, and then obviously Turtle a pivotal role in those finals, especially.
I think a good part of it is also that, you know, Alliance 3 was playing matches throughout the entire, at least a little bit longer than Alliance 1 was. They played a whole series prior and got to tune themselves against another high-scoring alliance, so gave them a little bit of, like, oh, we know what we're dealing with. You know, you go into against Alliance 1 and it's not quite as daunting, whereas Alliance 1, just kind of, unfortunately for themselves, they got to sit here for, like, 45 minutes just watching other people play, which could be beneficial, but they're just not warm. It's a little bit harder to get into the swing of things.
Yeah, I imagine that they were probably like practicing a little bit too, though. Like, it's pretty common for people to kind of just hop into single player or boot up a server if they can to kind of work on things. But
yeah, but I will say we did see a lot of improvement from Turtle through the entirety of Elims. It was like, I mean, the last series he played against Alliance 3, it was kind of rough trying to rush on some scoring and trying to just going a little too quick and not quite effectively playing his role as hard. So him being able to practice and get a little bit more synergy with his teammates and being able to get a little bit more, get a little better at being able to read how he can get scores in was very, very nice to see.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, congratulations to Evac, Dar, and Turtle. Dar maintaining the Sim Champion role. He was the previous championship winner as well. But Evac and Turtle, first timers. So great job to you guys. Hopefully you are pleased with your performance, and also well done to Abyss, Perrin, and Kaiju for being the #1 seed and #1 performers throughout our season until just the very end. Wasn't quite able to close it out, but it was an impressive performance from them nonetheless. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for us for now. We definitely have more events in the work. Hopefully those will be out either later tonight or tomorrow. So stay tuned. We definitely have lots of action still planned for you guys, and hopefully you guys like the new setup, even though for some reason XRC was crashing multiple times. That's fantastic. But yeah, we'll work out the kinks, and we will see you at our next events.